Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Where's Turton?
Fucking hell, God knows where he is.
Right.
Probably like, I don't know, in a brothel in Budapest or something.
Oh, is that where he's going?
I don't know, it's a good rumour to start though, isn't it?
It's a great rumour to start, yeah.
Okay.
He sue us now.
Welcome to Friday.
Why do you do that? You do that, he does that, and you shout and blow the levels
Okay, I'll
up.
do it again.
Do it again.
Welcome to Friday. With me, Charlie Morrie, no Sam Turton, but back from his travels from overseas is Juan Turner.
So what the hell happened last week?
Basically, we don't do a podcast and war breaks out in the Middle East.
Well, I can't think that the USA going into Iran has resulted in you not doing the podcast. I go away for 1 week.
No, I think it actually
and it all falls to bits.
I heard a rumour that Trump's like our number one listener. So he was really concerned when we didn't do a podcast and thought we didn't have enough to talk about. So he thought, screw it. I'm going in on them and it'll give them something to talk about.
Yeah, well, can I just say, I've had hundreds of complaints from one or two people.
That's your favourite saying.
Well, it is, but, you know, I mean, I just don't think now that you deserve this.
Oh, fuck. Have you got me a twisted tea?
I do not think...
Oh, my God, you've got me loads of twisted teas.
I do not think you deserve... What do you mean loads? There's only two.
Oh, my goodness. You don't get it. This is such a...
Can I just say that the receipt's in the bag?
Juan!
So, because I'm literally doing everything, are you on camera or am I on camera at the moment? I'm on camera. I got that for Turton.
Okay, yeah, that's...
He wanted some Disney World shaped pasta.
Yeah.
And I ended up pissing about most of the week going near every Disney Emporium, and they didn't have any.
Also, be honest with me now, they probably did, but it was too dear. And
I also thought, yeah, it's probably going to be expensive, but that was still double what I wanted to pay.
Was it?
That's it.
Well, you're paying the inflated price for all the idiots that go to Disney.
Yeah, so that's for him.
Yeah.
But in there, and that's a legitimate. Oh, it's not the 7-Eleven bag.
Juan!
There we go.
Thank you.
You better show the viewer.
I am.
What it is I've got you. Is that right? Is that what you
Yeah, that is. I don't know which camera we're on.
Yeah, you're on that
one. A twisted tea. This, right. I don't really like iced tea, okay?
I can't stand the
stuff. But a twisted tea is unreal. When I worked in Florida, this got me through every single day. It was like our little lunchtime pick-me-up.
Now, the dents in the tin are courtesy of British Airways baggage handling.
That's absolutely fine. I don't even know what alcohol it is that's in them.
You don't?
No.
I think it's 5%.
It is 5%.
But,
I don't know what it's...
hang on, but that's the original.
It's the OG.
Look at you know.
And he's spoiled me rotten. He knows how to treat a lady.
Look.
He's got me a peach one as well. Thank you, Juan.
You're very welcome.
That is actually so kind.
Can I be honest, with all this sort of gushing praise you're putting on me?
Yeah.
I very nearly didn't get you one of those because I was looking for them and I found them in Walmart of cases of 24.
I'd have been delighted.
Yeah, but I know, but my baggage allowance was only 2 bags of 32
they're
kilos.
Heavy, aren't they, as well?
And I thought, and I'm also not prepared to spend that amount of money on you.
I get that.
So what I did do is I took a photograph of the 24, and I do have it on my phone. If you want to look,
your
know
mobile
what
telephonic
a case
device
of 24 looks like, but I've brought you 2 because when I was filling up the hire car for fuel to take back to the airport, I thought, oh, the 7-Eleven, they're bound to sell them. Anyway, walked up to the chillers,
the chillers,
and they were locked. And I thought, oh shit. And he went, oh yeah, we can sell them now. It's after 11 o'clock. And I thought, this is America. This is the land of the free. And they have some really funny rules.
And what's really odd is different states, different rules.
Yes.
Because Florida normally is pretty much it all goes, to be fair, when it comes to alcohol.
Yeah.
New York is not.
No.
And Connecticut isn't.
No.
And they have very odd laws, and I found that out when I then went and worked up there and was about to go and get a drink, and I think it was on a Sunday. my rules could be wrong, but I didn't think you could buy alcohol after a certain time in the supermarket on a Sunday. And I was just like, I've never needed a glass of wine more in my life, so I went to go get a bottle.
Have you seen the size of the bottles of wine in America? They're like, the normal bottles are like huge.
Yeah.
They're like sort of 1.5 size, the bottles that we've got.
But everything is, isn't it? Like all the food, like portions are, the whole shebang. I love America.
I do. I like Central Florida, but of course I'd taken my daughter to Central Florida, which is where the parks are. And do you know what? And all the Trump derangement syndromists are going to go mad here. Prices, because I go to America a lot, as you know, prices there, fuel was under $3 a barrel, I was going to say, a gallon. Mm-hmm. It's not been like for ages.
Yeah.
So, and the food prices have come down, but what hasn't come down is the prices to Disney World.
No, they're never going to go down.
They're just going up and up. And that was the most expensive. I mean, I've been going there for years.
I'm really surprised you actually like offered to go and do that, because that just, from knowing you, that is your version of hell. You hate people, you hate crowds, the general public, I won't even get you started on. But like, I can't believe you actually willingly. And what's more interesting, you actually paid money to go there.
I did, and
you're a tight bastard. And you paid good money to go to that shithole and join the rest of the general public. Well, and it's a certain type of person that normally goes as well.
It is, and do you know what? It really made me laugh, because obviously I've been taking my young one there since she was like really, really little.
She's not so little anymore.
No. And it was nice because I was able to, you don't have to take, when you take kids there, you've got to take all this bags of shit with you, especially when they're very young, nappies, wipes, and a whole bag of shite that you've got to take with you. Strollers, as they call them, prams to you and I. And I was walking around with my daughter, who's now 19, seeing all these parents with all these bags of shit that they've got to take with them. And of course, and what's really funny is Disney super mums. Have you heard of a Disney super mum?
No, because I avoid any people like that, like the plague, Juan.
Well, Disney super mums and people watching, I find it fascinating.
They have a full itinerary. They've got the ears on, the whole shebang. Darling, we'll go get a picture with Cinderella.
The husband. Why are you taking put the ears back on? And they're charging around. The poor husband's coming behind with the strollers. And the mum's going, it's 12 past 8, we've got to get in the queue now for the such and such. And you're just thinking, that poor man, and he just looks completely stressed. Do
you think there's a correlation between divorce rates and since Disney opened?
Without a doubt. And not only that, you've also got the kids there. They're there for the day. The fireworks don't start till like 9:30 at this time of the year. But at 11:30 in the morning, their kids are already melting down and pissed off. The stress levels from parents in that place is just through the roof. And I was really quite smug about it, because my daughter and I would spent a day at Epcot, and it got to about 5 o'clock, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, fireworks aren't till 9:30 here, and I'm fed up. I want to go. And I just said to her, I went, fireworks aren't for another few hours. And she turned to me without any prompt and went, oh, do you want to go?
I'm surprised she didn't turn around and go, fuck that.
And she just went, do you want to go? I said, yeah. You just go back to the hotel, have a swim.
Lovely.
And it was just absolutely marvellous. And I said, I said to her, someone will have them on YouTube.
Well, look, quite frankly, Juan, once you've seen one set of fireworks, you've seen them all.
Well, she wanted us to stay for the ones at the Magic Kingdom, because that's Cinderella's castle and all that bullshit. So, yeah, we did that. But the Disney super mums, oh my God. Some of them have even got the T-shirts.
Oh my God, no, the worst thing is, when you see them in the airport, whether you're in like Manchester or London, and you can see them queuing for the Orlando flights. And I used to end up having to get on flights, because I'd fly to Orlando to then go up north.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, fucking hell, there they are. And I just used to look at them and go, but the parents, they don't actually look happy about it. I'm like, are you sure this is the happiest, like, the trip for a lifetime, happiest place? Yeah.
I mean, luckily, you don't get too many of them on BA. They tend to all go on Virgin Atlantic.
Yes, I made that mistake.
Which is quite handy. Although I did, again, people watching, I got onto the plane, and I know you took the piss out of me because I wouldn't fly my daughter in business class. I needed to keep a bit grounded, you know.
Really?
She needs to be
You're
grounded.
humbling her.
So we went into economy, and
God, have you been in therapy to like process that yet?
no, but I did actually. I did get a complimentary drink from BA, which was quite
Honestly,
nice.
you're such a prick.
But I'd booked the 2 seats at the back, so we were not near anyone. And they'd moved me. They moved me to a row. They thought we might want some more room, which was really nice of them. But it was just fascinating watching people, again, these poor hen-pecked men, and this poor guy opposite. He was up and down and up and down.
Pecked men.
The overhead.
Do you know there might be
baggage.
some husbands that actually are the real like Disney dads, and there's a poor hen-pecked wife?
No, I don't think there is such a thing. I don't think there is such a thing as a Disney dad. I think they go along with it. They have to usually pay for it as well, no doubt. And this poor guy was, I mean, the overhead bins were open and closed and open and closed, and getting this bag down, that bag down,
God,
all the way through.
It's making me tired just thinking.
I know.
About it. It's awful.
It was just like nothing you've ever seen. And anyway, we eventually got to Orlando Airport. I've not done that route because I used to go over for the space shuttle and all that quite a lot back in the day.
Why were you an astronaut?
Well, I've been called lots of things. No, I used to do bits of writing and used to get. In fact, it was quite good fun. I used to get invited by NASA through Chris Stott, whose wife is an astronaut.
Nicole.
Who's coming over to the island.
I'm aware.
To watch the shuttle get launched from like really close up.
Why are you that important to go?
It was fantastic. What?
Why would they invite you?
Well, I'm not. They just did.
Right.
Just showed an interest. And
did you let them know how much of a nerd you were?
Well,
did you tell them every night you watch plane crashes? Like that's your thing? You go on YouTube and just watch air disasters.
Well, the funny thing is, on the plane, one of the movies had a plane crash in.
Movies? You've been in America for too long. They're films, Ewan. We've
Well,
got to stay true to our British heritage.
It's called the in-flight movie, isn't it?
It's a film.
Yeah, okay, it's a film. But no, getting back to it. So I used to do that Orlando flight quite a lot. But I vowed now, actually, I'm not flying back to Orlando again. I'm going to fly to Tampa in future.
Oh, last time I went to Palm Beach to fly in. West Palm Beach, isn't it?
Well, you know West Palm Beach. You know what's based there, don't you, Charlie?
Trump's jet.
Trump's
I
jet.
saw it. I went past Trump's house.
He's Boeing 7... Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
You've not been invited in.
Oh, I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, me too. But yeah, no, I've been all around there.
It's lovely down West Palm Beach.
It is, but you know what's quite interesting? Like, you're in this super wealthy area that's, you know, it's beautiful. There's so many nice things there. But then you literally go like another 5 minutes down the road and you're literally in ghettos. Like,
really?
Yeah, like, am I allowed to say a ghetto?
Yeah, yes.
Elvis said it, so I'm sure I can say it. But like really run down areas, and I was like,
what
Jesus.
were you doing around there?
Oh, well, I was actually going to a manatee park. Well, a manatee reserve. It's like a nature reserve for manatees.
Yes.
They're not in like enclosures. They're just So I went there to learn about manatees.
Not like SeaWorld.
I'm so against it.
Are you?
Oh, Juan, come on! You should know I'm so against anything like that. I don't like zoos. I don't like anything when they're in enclosures.
You see, I disagree.
No.
I mean, if I come back as a shamu, as an orca,
No.
I want to be in that park.
No, you don't. You don't. It's awful. It's absolutely
you swim
awful.
around.
Yeah, but
And
they're
you
meant
get
to
fed.
be.
You don't even have to go and
No,
get your
but
own food.
they're such big animals. They're meant to be out exploring the oceans. That's what they should be able to do, and that is just torturous. I think it's awful when animals are kept in enclosures like that.
Well,
the only
dolphins were having
times
a great time.
No, they
were all getting
weren't.
fed.
No, I'm sure the dolphins would be much happier to be in the Atlantic or the Irish Sea or the Med or wherever, jumping alongside boats and being able to be a wild animal.
They were smiling,
No,
and
it's
and
so
they
wrong.
were getting fed loads of fish, as opposed to being ripped apart alive by an orca.
Yeah, but that's also just that's just nature. That is just nature.
Well, I think if I
getting
was
ripped-
the dolphin, I'd be going,
No.
it's all right, it's nature. Come and feast on me.
The only time I can like get on board with them being in a semi-enclosure is in a proper big nature reserve where they're protected from poachers, but they still have like thousands of acres to be able to roam across. But I really, really disagree with animals like that being kept in captivity.
A lot of them are rescue ones, though, aren't they?
I don't think SeaWorld ones are.
Some of them are, yeah.
I'm not sure.
No. But...
should we talk about the news? Because we've heard all about your holiday.
Yeah, well, we're not...
Thank you so much for the twisted tea.
You're welcome about that, yeah.
I really appreciate that.
I think we were not really talking about my holiday. We were talking about other people, really, weren't we? But anyway...
Talking about animals kept in captivity. Do you want to talk about the government workforce?
Release them.
Government says it... Actually, have we ran the intro?
We
probably did a while ago, didn't we?
By the time we get to this bit, I will have spliced it in. So,
okay,
yeah, we've done the
okay, marvellous.
Just carry on.
So this is actually a story Sam did this week. So no, Sam is... I think he's in London. I don't know.
We don't care, he's not here. So
but he's not here. But he has been doing a bit of work. So his headline was, Government says it can't cut civil service.
What?
I'm going to give you no context
How did
there.
I miss this?
Oh, it went out today? Yeah, went out today. So we're recording this late on Thursday evening. I should be at home right now with a glass of wine. Instead, I'm here. This is torturous. Well, this is basically slave labour.
Well, hang on a minute. I'm supposed to be going for a curry with my friends tonight, and I'm here
with your friends.
This. Yes.
Is one called Casper the Ghost? Are they imaginary? Are they?
You're such a cow.
You wouldn't have me any other way.
Can I have those twisted teas back?
Fuck off.
Is that a no?
Yeah. The government has cautioned that reducing the public sector workforce would likely only increase unemployment benefit spending. Responding to an Economic Policy Review Committee report on fiscal sustainability, the Council of Ministers said the committee does not account for the financial or social consequences of reduction in public sector employment, including the likelihood that government would need to fund increased unemployment benefits. The response challenges the committee's assertion that the public sector threatens or competes with private employers, stating there is no evidence to support claims of crowding out. Right. What I think, you can't cut the civil service.
You can.
Of course you can. And also, I'm pretty sure in the private sector, there's loads of jobs going and they're complaining of a worker shortage, are they not?
I think so.
So... what a load of nonsense. I don't think we're going to have any choice but to cut the civil service because it is bleeding us dry.
Yeah.
This is very uncontroversial for you. You've got no ranting to...
I mean, it beggars belief, doesn't it? I mean, there is a problem. They have got a problem because they... you can't just sack people, we know that. You've got to make them redundant and all the rest of it. And with redundancy comes a cost. But I'm afraid to just say, we can't do it, and expect the public magic money tree to keep paying them. That's our money.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable. They've expanded.
Yeah.
They didn't ask,
And also I think, when you say about redundancy payouts, that's still more affordable than it is to continue paying these people. We just can't continue to fund these jobs that, as we've said before, you and I wouldn't notice a difference if they were there or not.
No, there's lots of jobs. I think the problem is, and what government's done is it creates rules and regulations, and then it needs loads of people to administer them. I'll give you an example. They've created this beneficial, it's a very dull thing this, but they've created this beneficial ownership register. So a company puts in an annual return to the registry, but now has to put in a beneficial ownership declaration separately. So there's 2 steps now to do. Why don't they just do it all on the one form?
I know.
And this is what you're getting from these idiots. Now they're just sat in their offices doing nothing all day. The rest of us are all trying to run businesses. Everybody trying to run a business has to administer all this crap.
I mean, I just find it hilarious that ministers have basically said that if it were to cut the civil service numbers, people would be unable to find jobs in the private sector.
Rubbish. That's an excuse.
Wow. We have said before, I'm sure you've said before, these words have come out of your mouth. Many of these people wouldn't get a job in the private sector. And could we play a words on that? But yeah, that's that story. This story, I'm sure you will enjoy. Graffiti targets Moan and Barrowman.
Yes, that was an interesting one, wasn't it? Somebody had taken upset to it. I think it's a bit out of order, really, and I'll tell you why. Because it's nothing to do with the Isle of Man. What the Michelle Mone and Barrowman's businesses are. They're UK based. It's a beef that's going on with the UK government, and it's not really anything to do with us. So what on earth's going on? Well, what's the point? Someone's just showing off.
Oh yeah, they are just showing off. Were the gowns properly unusable? Like, to be fair, I've not really shown much interest in like the whole goings on of this because, quite frankly, I couldn't care less. But is that what it was? All the kickoff was over?
Well, it's a bit deeper than that. The press have said, and again, there's live cases going on about this, so we can't go too deep into it. But the bottom line is there's a dispute over the standards of whether they were up to certain specs and all the rest of it. There was I watched something about they were, but they weren't stored correctly by the UK Department of Health. But the bottom line is it's got nothing to do with the Isle of Man, so why don't we just keep our nose out?
They put Barrowman is a prick, Moan is a greedy bitch. That's a bit mean, isn't it? I mean, I've called people worse.
You have.
Yeah. Do you know what?
You've called me worse.
I've called everyone worse, let's be honest.
So, but I think the thing with this is that these people don't have the guts to come out and publicly say it.
No.
Do they?
No.
And there is a problem, I think, with society now. We're becoming a very, very... I mean, you've seen it with this business of Dubai, and I'll come to this in a sec.
I don't doubt it.
It's just jealousy from people. They're jealous of anybody who's made money.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Successful people have made money. I mean, you could say that all these little blue-haired socialists that are sipping their Starbucks all the time...
Starbies.
They're all slagging off capitalists, but they're quite happy to go and pay 4 million quid for a coffee.
I know.
But there is a thing now. It's a bit like because there's this hoo-ha in Dubai. I mean, I've had a few friends who've just come back from there in the last literally a couple of days before it all kicked off. And there's people sneering online going, oh, well, I'll serve them right because they're all over there, tax avoidance, blah, blah, blah. People are just jealous. And this is the trouble with, it's a pity Sam's not here, Mr. Lefty.
I can go from Sam's side on this.
We could have given, you're going to suddenly jump ship now and become a lefty?
No, you know where I stand.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to economics, I am right wing. When it comes to socially, I veer left. But on this...
so how much of your...
I haven't got a political view on this. I've just got my own opinion on this.
Yeah, but why... Tax is legalised theft. Now, we've got to pay some tax because we've got to pay for... Well, it is, isn't it? You've got to pay, right? You've got to pay something in for the services.
Yeah, of course.
So we all want a dentist. You can't get one of them, so that's not a very good example. I was going to say about a doctor, but you can't really get into them either.
Education, good roads.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you could say, well, why? I've got no kids. Why should I pay for education? Well, I've obviously had a child. But there are things you've got to contribute to for society.
Of course you do.
But I think government has become so greedy with its tax. It takes off you, and there was that thing, wasn't there, where they tax your income. So, say for example, I earn a load of money, buy myself a house, and then in the Isle of Man, this is not the best example because the Isle of Man doesn't have any inheritance tax, but in England, you then, if I was to leave it to my daughter, she gets taxed again.
But there's still just fees everywhere. There's change names, do any of that.
But
there's
that's
still
to prop
fees.
up governments.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Michelle Mone thing, this is where people are just jealous. And they're jealous of people who have gone to live in Dubai because there's no income tax out there. Well, why the hell shouldn't they? If they want to go and live out there because the living arrangements are better than here, then why shouldn't you? It's every citizen's right to pay. And I don't believe these bullshitters that go on about, oh, morally you should pay tax. Piss off. You should be morally allowed to pay the least amount of tax possible. That's your right as an individual.
Okay, so I've had to make some notes there of things to dissect. So I'm going to start with jealousy of wealth. I agree entirely with you. I think there's a lot of people out there that are very green-eyed when they see people doing well because they're looking at the end product. And I think that's something that, you know, you see across all walks of life, whether that be they're jealous of people that are doing well with sports, doing well in business, doing well in their career, doing whatever, they're doing well. Or they just have a nice life. They've managed to get their, you know, they've decided to get married, have kids, have a what seems a perfect family. There's always people that are going to be jealous. But I think the jealousy of wealth one is slightly entertaining, because you will often have people that actually are a first generation of wealth that have been completely self-made, and generally the sacrifices they will have made, the hours they will have worked, and how much they've put in to be able to generate that wealth, the majority of people wouldn't be prepared to do. So you can't really be jealous of someone when you yourself could go out and think of a new idea and create a business and create that level of income and that level of wealth.
Yeah, but they still are. They still are jealous of it.
I know, but that's where it's kind of like, it's pathetic, and it says more about the person that's jealous than it does about the person that has generated so much money, become wealthy, and is actually contributing so much to society by being wealthy, because they're spending more in your economy, they're going to buy more things, and they'll be paying tax. They're the kind of people you need. They're going to be helping investing. So I think that's just, you know, but going to Dubai, I think when you've seen people online complain, like, you know, sneering at it, I wouldn't have necessarily said it's all about the people that are out there living tax-free. I don't particularly... I know I've got a bit of two minds on that. I think the people that are living out there tax-free and are Brits and are now wanting to come back, I kind of find that a little bit hilarious, considering they weren't prepared to contribute to the British taxation system, but they're happy to go and live out there tax-free. I find that a bit, you want to now be brought back and the government to help you bring back when you're not paying into it.
Well, I don't think they are they?
Yeah, there have been quite a few people kicking off about that. And then in another breath, I don't think the government are paying for people to come back, though, are they? They're not. No, people are having to make their own way back. But I thought I'd read a few bits about people wanting to...
No, I think we're getting confused with holidaymakers wanting to come back.
No, I'm going on to the holidaymakers in a second.
Yeah, but I don't think there's many...
I've seen quite a few people that are living out there wanting to come back. But I've been on Twitter, which I hate going on, because it's full of...
That's a cesspit.
Yeah, it is a cesspit. But in the other breath... I think you do have, going on to the holidaymakers, people have sort of been laughing at them, because when you do think of the stereotypical person that goes out to Dubai, it is generally those that are wanting to live the influencer lifestyle, and they're all on Instagram going, oh, it's so perfect in Dubai, it's so amazing. Yeah. And then it's gone off and you're just a bit like, oh, fuck off.
I think you're right, and you're right to a certain extent, but I'd never had any desire to go to Dubai. Now, as you know, I've worked quite a bit out in the Middle East in various countries, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, blah, 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 Bahrain. But Dubai never, ever appealed to me or my family. And it was one night after a bottle, maybe two of wine, my senior management at home had come back from some committee meeting and said, oh, so-and-so's just come back from Dubai. So it was absolutely brilliant. Got the old laptop out. We're looking for somewhere to go. The reason we went is that you can almost guarantee the weather.
Yeah, because, no, I get it. I totally understand why you would go.
You know, you can't guarantee the weather in if you want just a bit of a break, even the Canary Islands, you can't.
No, but you go to the desert and you're guaranteed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we decided there was an offer on, and we did, I think it was 5 nights at the hotel, half board, so you knew you had your breakfast and your evening meal sorted. And the weather was going to be sizzling hot. Hotel we stayed at was out on the Palm and had a water park near it. We weren't interested in doing all these other things. And it was just a case of somewhere hot, decent hotel, good all-you-can-eat buffet, because you know I like those.
I'm aware.
You are. I don't get a figure like mine without you going to those. And that's why we went. And as I said, it was not something where we were, oh yeah, we're off to Dubai this week, you know, can't wait. It was just a case of we're going there because it was a bit of R&R in a hot weather, and it was quite westernised in its. Oh no,
I've heard wonderful things about Dubai, and I know quite a few people that live out there, and I think they're actually wonderful people, the people that I know that live out there, and I've heard great things about it. But yeah, it's not somewhere I'd go, but I think generally the kind of kick-off has been you know what I mean by the influencer types.
Yeah.
And they tend to go out there. And I think that's where it's been. Because also, you know, I think the bottom line is what's going on out there is really shit. And it's really shit for people that are now getting caught in the crossfire of it all. And it will be really scary for a lot of people and terrifying.
Well, I think it would. I mean, I think what did it for me was that having been there, in fact, it was about 18 months ago I was last there, is seeing the drone strike on the hotel down at the end of the pond. And you're kind of thinking, you know, these things, if they go awry, you could be in your hotel, which is, you know, and it's all, I mean, I've been there and it's just like walking around a really safe city. In fact, that's one thing I would say about the place.
It's very safe, isn't it?
It felt, because, you know, they don't tolerate.
Well, not at the minute, but.
They don't tolerate, well, yeah, but the threat isn't from the locals, is it?
No.
And I mean, even when we got on, like, so they've got this overhead monorail, the locals stood up to I mean, they always talk about a lot of these Arabic countries are very, very much, you know, men are superior and all this. But even on the train, the respect they gave the Western woman was amazing. And they stood up, sit down, and my senior management, as I call her, said, no, you stay there. They insisted that she had the seat, which was really nice. But you never felt intimidated. No. You go to New York or even London.
I hate going to London now. I hate it.
Unbelievable. You go down to some of the places in the UK. But Dubai, if you want to go there with your family, I think, well, apart from the missiles coming,
I think
it's really quite safe.
I think the other thing is that, you know, definitely would be worth mentioning is the fact that obviously what's going on is awful. And I think everyone's main priority should be the safety of people and how, you know, it could be really, really awful. But you were watching videos from the influencer kind of people going, my flight's cancelled, like what am I going to do? I'm going to have to cancel meetings and photo shoots next week and it was like, do you have no self-awareness? Like, do you have none?
It's all about likes.
No one gives a shit that you're going to miss your meeting or your flight has been cancelled. There is a much bigger problem at play. You know, that's the safety of the civilians that are there and the safety of all of those countries. No one gives a flying fuck if your flight's being cancelled.
Should we just cut to the chase and say we hate influencers? Because that's what it is. It's not just like, the Dubai ones,
yeah,
is it?
But moving away from that again, I don't want to talk anymore about... No, I know you'll talk more about it. I don't doubt it. But for now, I also want to just pick up on another point you made about tax. So what did you say? It's legalised...
Legalised theft.
Legalised theft. Well, you know...
I just want to trigger all the socialists.
No, but do you know what? I do agree with you on that, because I think then you have to question, what are we paying for? You know, those public services that we have spoken about, of course, you totally get that. What we didn't sign up to agree to pay for was all these government agencies. Yeah. What on earth? How is that a public service? Please tell me how they are a public service.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Government has lost sight that this is our money. If they come to us and say, you know, this village has grown and grown and grown. We think we'd now like to build a new primary school there because the village has grown.
Yeah.
And there's you'd say, actually, that's good use of public money, and roads and other stuff. If you know your housing estate's always getting water leaks because the infrastructure there is knackered. Everybody's great, but what we're seeing loads and loads of government expenditure on things that just don't matter.
Like, you know, our favourite one, marketing managers. Marketing managers that are then in, let's say, a department, that then advertise to outsource the marketing and the social media. No, like, just hang on a second.
Marketing. They shouldn't have marketing.
Why are we paying several marketing managers, but then we're going to still outsource our marketing for someone else to do it? I don't understand it.
No, and this is the thing, isn't it? That government, the government doesn't need marketing people. If you've got the likes of the Old Tourist Board, they should contract a marketing company.
Yes.
That's how they should do it.
Yes.
They don't need them in-house, but
no.
you don't need all these people in all these departments and corporate service people, because they're not corporate bodies.
No.
And, if you've got somebody in a department who wants to come and... You're employing them, surely, because of their expertise. If they're just going to contract somebody in to do it, then you can get anyone to do that.
It's just remarkable. So yeah, they were my points to go on that. But let's go back to the Middle East for a sec. I think I've sort of made it quite clear what I think about the whole thing.
Have you ever been?
I've only flown through.
I know you connected through there.
Only connected,
to your
that's it.
5-star holiday in Mauritius. Didn't you?
Had to get that
you
in
mentioned that. I did forget that. You were in economy.
I was in economy. Yeah, I'm not paying to go business, Juan. What a waste of money.
No.
You get to the same location at the end of it.
Can I just say, I did think that when I landed.
What a waste of money.
Because it was a daytime flight, and I thought that was fine. I mean, they gave me plenty of gin and tonics.
And quite frankly, even if it's a nighttime flight, it's one night. You'll survive. Just get a good night's sleep the next night. You'll be grand. Like, I just think it's an utter waste of money. But I can be a bit...
Well, do you know what's worse than that? When you pay for business... When I went to the Commonwealth Games, I thought, I'm not flying all the way to Australia. So it was in the business cabin. And you'll be delighted at this. You'll think this is great. One of the sectors, I think it was the second sector from Singapore down to Sydney.
Yeah.
There was a screaming baby in the business class
Good.
cabin. Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
Because when I went to Australia, I flew the whole thing economy. I was there just with the depths in cattle class. I think it's character building. I think it's very good for people.
As long as you don't get seats in the middle.
I've basically sat like everywhere you can. I've had crying babies. I've had fat people next to me. I've had the whole shebang.
Yeah, somebody then, who owns the armrest?
Do you know, I've also been that annoying person on the flight. When I flew out to Australia, because I was 18, and I didn't grow up in a family that we went on holidays or anything like that. So I'd literally only ever flown to Bristol one way to meet like my mum somewhere. So I had never been on any like big planes and wasn't used to flying at all. And before that, I'd flown to Spain on a school trip. That was it. So I hadn't really flown at all. So I was so excited to fly to. I remember flying to Australia. And on my first flight from Manchester to Dubai, obviously it's between 6 and 8 hours, isn't it? Depending.
Yeah.
I sat next to this poor old bloke who you could see just wanted to go and sleep the whole time because it was a nighttime flight. I spoke to him solidly for the entire flight because I was so excited. And he was been in his 60s, and I just sat there like the whole way. So I've been that annoying person on the plane too.
Yeah, we've all seen them, haven't we?
We have. But Middle East, do you think they did the right thing going in?
It's obviously far more complicated than you, I, or the next person on Twitter can talk about.
Yeah.
I think there definitely needs to be regime change there, without a doubt. I mean, all these cretins shouting "Free Palestine," where are they for the Iranian people?
Yeah.
There's some horrendous things going on there, and those people are... equally, their lives are equally as important as anybody else's. But it just doesn't fit the agenda, unfortunately, of all these snivelling liberals.
Well, I think all human lives matter, they do, and people should be able to live as freely as they really want to. They shouldn't have to live under these strict regimes. It's ridiculous in this day and age.
Yeah, and people should go back and look at the history of Iran and see how it was. It
used to be brilliant,
before,
didn't it?
Yeah, before the revolution and the Islamic Republic came in, because there was real oppression, particularly of women and freedoms, and you can see these people just taking off all the headwear and all the rest of it.
I just think it's really sad, because I think when you see stories like this, it paints people being Muslim in such a bad light, and it's like they're not. But this is just you've got these ridiculous extremists. You do have extremists within Christianity. You have all of these complete extremists, and I just think it just makes it look so bad. And it's why would you want this sort of extremist in the world where it's shining such an awful light on a religion?
Well, there is. I mean, we don't want to go down the religion hole, because that's a rabbit hole that it's so divisive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The ironic thing is that a lot of the liberals like to use the whole Muslim Islam thing as their latest little pet project. But you'll notice none of those people actually go out to those countries and see what goes on.
No.
You know, they're all waving their flags and all that. As I said, I've worked in Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. I've been to the UAE, but I've never worked there. But, you know, all these places, when I've been there, I've always respected their rules, because you've got to, you're in their country.
Well, Kemi said something.
But they would not. All these people shouting their mouths off in Britain, protesting all the rest of it, none of them would last 5 minutes over there. Their feet wouldn't touch the ground.
And I think it's also worth, you know, I heard Kemi the other day saying we're all for multiracial Britain, but multicultural Britain is quite another thing, because we are then just losing our British culture altogether. And, you know, when you go out to different countries, you respect their cultures and you abide by them. But all of a sudden in Britain, it's gone completely out the window.
Well, I mean, you know, we could talk about this and upset probably everybody on the subject, because unfortunately you've got people that are desperate to start shouting intolerant, bigot and all the rest of it.
Well, no, I just can't support something that thinks it's okay to stone someone for being gay. I find that absolutely, you know, blows my mind.
Well, I mean, it's just totally unacceptable. And, you know, again, the way, as I said, that some of the rules on the way they treat women and things, a lot of these countries now, I mean, you know, Saudi Arabia now, women are allowed to drive. Yeah.
I think
there's loads of jokes I could make there, like, oh, they've found that's a mistake.
I'm more qualified driver than you, so I'd shut the fuck
You
up.
are, yeah, that's what I was just trying to trigger you. But yeah, maybe that wasn't their
But
best
basically, they went in, didn't they? Because was it something to do with Iran having nuclear?
Well,
Was that the final nail in the coffin, or?
Well, there's been a bit of an uprising from the Iranian people wanting freedom.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
and there was the thing about Trump had wiped out some of their weapon places, wasn't it, about a year ago? I can't remember the dates now. And they said that they'd taken out a big load of nuclear weapons, that they reckon they were developing them. And they've obviously had a reason. I mean, like him or loathe him, the United States would not go into a country, and I know we can go on about Iraq and the disaster in Afghanistan and, you know, even going back to Vietnam and all the rest of it, but they obviously had some reason to go in that Charlie and Juan are never going to be shared that reason with.
No.
Neither is people.
No, I don't think they've done it just for the hell of it.
No, and they've gone in for whatever
and it's
reason.
Really, I think it's quite shocking that Starmer decided to delay. It was something along the lines of he wouldn't let the US use their air bases.
Yeah, can you imagine Maggie?
No, she would have. I mean, you meant to stand firm with your allies. You know, what the fuck?
Well,
would you not have?
Well, it's difficult to say, isn't it? Because of course they're getting briefed on all the intelligence, and they've got to make a call on it. But you know,
I just think it shows
Starmer's
weak
just
leadership.
As weak as piss.
Yeah, it's just weak leadership.
You know, I mean, he's gone. I mean, you can remember when Maggie Thatcher sank the Belgrano in the Falklands War. You know, I mean, she got a lot of stick over that.
We need Maggie now.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can imagine her in this. She'd have
hit them hard.
Hit them hard, but. Yeah, it's interesting. And did you see the video of them sinking the Iranian warship? It got torpedoed.
No, I didn't. I saw one of the oil tankers getting hit. I mean, I still think in this day and age, why the fuck are we going to war? To be quite honest, I just think it's absolutely mad.
Well, it is, but there's some nasty regimes out there.
And we need to eliminate them. That's a Trump quote.
Is it? Is it what it is?
Eliminated.
Eliminated. But there are some nasty regimes out there, unfortunately. Now, if you look at the way the people in Iran have to live,
I know you want to fight for their freedom.
If you don't have a deterrent, and you know, oh please, we'll give up our weapons if you give up yours. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, these people are in cloud cuckoo land.
I just find it ridiculous that we're in 2026 and we've still got lunatics walking the earth like this. I mean, some people say
every war is about religion. In 2026, why do we still have that? There's people saying there's been no evidence. Have you ever people watching the podcast or listening to it should look up Richard Dawkins? He's got some fabulous.
Are you religious?
And what?
Are you religious?
Not really. No, I'm not.
Are you christened?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
But you didn't... See, this is what I find funny, when people say they're not religious, but they still celebrate Christmas, they still celebrate Easter. I think I've had this rant before. Like, I think if you're going to celebrate those things, then you've got to accept you are religious.
Well, I don't celebrate Christmas.
Do you still have a Christmas dinner?
It's a pain in the... Well, it's just a dinner, isn't it?
Yeah, but you are. You're still
No,
partaking in it.
It's a
I don't have
roast.
any problem with that, by the way. I couldn't care what religion someone is. I couldn't give a flying fuck. I think if that's what you want, that's grand. But
I agree with you. If somebody wants to be it, but don't make it affect me.
No, absolutely. Like, if you do you, I could not be happier for you. Like, absolutely, do what you want to do, but don't force anyone else to also think that way.
Yeah,
like,
I
don't think,
and do it in private.
Yeah, like, well, I don't even care so much about that.
Well,
but
I do, because it's like all this pandering we've now got of because we're in Ramadan. There's now all this virtue signalling going on from the likes of big corporations now, isn't there? And it's all virtue signalling. I mean, I've been in the Middle East during Ramadan, and we weren't even allowed to drink bottles of water. Well, that's fine. That's their rules. You're in their country. We respected that.
Yeah.
The hotels some of them were more stricter than others, and put on breakfast for the Westerners, but it was all screened off and everything like that. But in public, you couldn't go around swigging a bottle of water or a bottle of Coke or eating a Tunnix caramel wafer. You'd be arrested for that, and that's fine. That's their country.
Well, there's some things that I actually really respect about these countries is how strict they are because of their crime rates. Like in the Middle East, you wouldn't dare steal anything there, would you?
Oh no, some of them you get your hands chopped off.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Now, should we move away from the Middle East? Because I feel like we could potentially get ourselves in quite a lot of trouble. You can get yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I could. I mean, but just quickly on that, you were saying about the way they deal with crimes.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic that a lot of these sort of the purple haired flag wavers? Yeah. If you were to suggest we were going to start bringing in some of these rules where, like all these looters and all the rest of it. Well, let's give you an example. All the ones protesting, spraying the Churchill statue and all the rest.
Disgusting.
How would they,
Absolutely
if we said
disgusting.
That's fine, if you like if you're fighting for that cause, what we're going to do is, you've behaved like that here, so what we're going to do is we're going to punish you like they would, because you like
we're going to take away your
so
freedom.
we're going to put you in the
completely.
town square and give you 50 lashes. Is that okay? They'd be soon going human rights.
Can we move away to something?
Yeah, let's talk about. We've probably upset everybody now.
Yeah, we have.
This is what happens when Turton goes away.
I know. I'm going to leave here being anxious, going, what have I said that I shouldn't have said?
Well, you're the one that puts the clips up.
I know, yeah, I'm going to be very careful. Our government appear to be failing us as a nation. That was a direct quote from the Clerk of Garth Commissioners, Martin Royal. So he said that in the preliminary meeting for the Morvan and offshore wind farm examination, to place several concerns formally on the record. Basically, Garth are a bit pissed off at being excluded from the project's early scoping stage. Martin said, we're not formally included in the scoping arrangements and only learned of this retrospectively. He said it appeared the DOI had decided local authorities should not be part of that process, adding that the commissioners were very disappointed and believed they could have contributed at an earlier stage. He said that the matter would be taken up with the government separately. I agree with him. I think for any of these kind of things, engagement with the local authority is so important.
Well, I used to hate local authorities. I used to want them all abolished. And, I did. I thought, what's the point in them? They're just like, what's the point in them?
I think they're really good.
But as you get older, it's a bit like somebody said, you start off when you're young as a raving lefty, wasn't it? And
Chris said it when he was sat here.
He did. Once you start buying a house and paying bills and you're starting to pay rates and you're seeing about these services, you realise that actually a lot of these local authorities do some really good work.
They do really good jobs.
And I'm talking about the smaller ones. I'm not talking about the bigger ones because I think they're inefficient. Look at Braddon. Sky high rates, building great big things that should be central government issues. Douglas, I moved out of Douglas because I was fed up of paying through the nose for the rates.
But you look at I feel quite smug with mine. Like obviously Andreas and
Oh,
Bride.
you would?
Well, no, but I think I'm I support Andreas Commissioner's increase. You know, there's a war memorial that needs redoing, and I think investing that money into the village is really important.
Well, it is, and the other thing about you up there in Andreas is that your 52-bedroom mansion pays about £25 a year rates, isn't it?
52-bedroom mansion. Shut up.
It's a fact, though, isn't it?
No, it's not a fact.
No, I mean it's a fact that the big mansions don't pay.
Oh yeah, our rates are very low, but we only get our bins collected every other week.
Well, I think I can live with that. But the point I'm making is that I'm comfortable with that because we all know what the rates are when we buy our house.
Yes.
And I disagree with Chris Thomas going, we need to make it fairer. No.
I know, this is the only thing, since you and I have had this discussion, you had to educate me a little bit. And it's the only thing that I disagree with Chris Thomas on, because, you know, I am a Chris Thomas supporter with my last breath.
Oh, you're a complete fangirl.
Oh, I'm a massive fangirl, but I love Chris.
Yeah. But I just don't think it's a thing they should be farting about with at the moment.
No, because it wouldn't be fair for, you know, someone in Andreas to be paying the same as someone in Douglas, because what you're getting are two totally separate things.
Yeah, but not only that. If you don't want to pay the Douglas rates, move somewhere else. I did.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I went to live somewhere else.
I know, but it's the same as sort of like, this could be a bit of a touchy one, but it's the same as people complaining about speeding drivers past their house. That speed limit's been there longer than you've lived in your house after deciding to move to the countryside. You know, don't then cry. You've bought your house and then you've realised you live in an unrestricted area. Don't then cry about it.
Sorry, is this the person that was complaining about rallies going past their house?
So
the rally was there long before you were born.
I have I just find that like a bit annoying, but kind of like I'm over it because I actually quite enjoy watching it. I just find it irritating. But like I have a problem when there's a speed limit in place and the speed limit isn't enforced. That's my issue. So like if it's a 40 or a 30 and people are speeding through that, I have a big problem with it.
We know all about that. The police sent a personal police officer for you, didn't they?
No, I offered them tea and biscuits, but they didn't want it.
Yeah.
But I'm still wanting to get my radar gun. But yeah, anyway, you should know more about these hearings of Morvannon than I do. So do you want to talk about it?
Not really, no. Why?
Come on.
No.
We have to talk about local news. I know, Sam's going to tell us off.
It's not really compromising me. I think for full disclosure, I've been it's not Manx.News. News. Has been contracted to do the live stream, but we're not involved in the decision making. We're just filming it because that's what we do as a media company. So yeah, I've been sat through all of the hearings this week, providing the live stream and all that. It's deeply, deeply technical stuff. It's
fucking boring, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it's got to be done, hasn't it? And the whole point of this inquiry is to test all the relevant. I mean, a lot of it, I'm there raising my eyes, thinking this is just bureaucracy gone mad. But the fact is that whether you agree with putting these things or not, there's going to be damage to the environment. I do not buy this nonsense of, it's all for the good of the planet. Building anything is not good for the planet, but we've got to do it. So the point is that they're having this inquiry this week. It's deeply technical. It's highly controversial. And the bottom line is there's a panel of examiners taking all the evidence from Orsted, and they're going to presumably make a recommendation to the Council of Ministers. Do you really want to know more than that?
I don't know.
People can watch it all on YouTube.
Yeah, they can click on it there. I think we've got a link to it on the website somewhere. If we don't, I'll put one up. But I don't know, yeah, I find it a bit of a funny one that sometimes I think you're at risk of damaging the environment whilst trying to save it. And I find it all quite interesting. Like, I'm a massive supporter of renewable energy. I couldn't, if it's the right type, I honestly couldn't understand why you wouldn't be for it.
Yeah, but that's a sweeping statement. I'm not a supporter of renewable energy, full stop. It's got to be...
But that's why I've said it's got to be the right one.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be for... I wouldn't be for putting big windmills in areas of natural beauty.
Well, I'll declare now, I'm dead against this onshore one, up on the round table. I think that's going to be an absolute travesty.
I just think... I think it's got to be done somewhere at some point.
Why has it got to be done?
Well, I think it has to be. We've also signed, we've signed papers, haven't we, or legislation, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that we are actively trying to be net zero, or we're going to be contributing.
Well, we haven't signed anything.
The government have.
Well, they have, yeah.
Yeah, but
who gave them permission to do that?
Juan, look, I think we need green energy. Okay, and I think we do, and I can't understand why you wouldn't support it if it's the right model.
What I'll say what I'm going to say is we don't need it, but there are certain types of green energy which is viable to do and would be a contribution.
Yeah.
So on that basis, let's have some of that. But let's not just say we need green energy so we'll do anything at any cost. No. Like these stupid windmills up on trashing the uplands. That I if I'm going to Port Eyre, and I quite often go that way, that is one of the most stunning drives up over the tops. But if you put these monstrosities where they're planning on putting them up above Colby, that is going to be visible. Even when you go from the down to the Braid, it's right in front of you. People don't realise. You're going to see them from Onken. That's how big they are.
Okay, well, I'm bored of this.
Yeah.
What else is that we can
talk
about? Well,
you won't care, because you won't see them from the green belt of Andreas, will they?
No, but obviously we've spoken to a lot of people about it, and I don't think that's the right site for them. I don't. But
I don't think anywhere on the Isle of Man is the right site for them. And that doesn't mean to say I think that I should sit on Laxey Beach and look out at them either.
No, I don't want to sit out on Laxey Beach and look out at them. But I think there probably is I would say there probably is somewhere on the island that would potentially be suitable for them. But I think there's been a lot of vocal people against the one down south, and I think that should probably be listened to before more money gets spent on it, and obviously the logistics of getting everything there. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if you've missed anything else while you've been away.
No, I don't think I have.
I don't think anything that exciting's happened.
I've missed you and Sam.
Sam will probably tell me that I've not spoken about loads of different things, but honestly, it's my wine time and I want to go home. I'm having a duck curry tonight, so I want to get back for it.
Well, I'm meeting my group of chums.
Who are you meeting?
I'm not telling you.
Names?
No, I'm not telling you.
Why?
Because I'm not telling you.
So you've got no goss for me?
No, not really, no. No, but what I have got when we finished, I brought me holiday pics to show you. There's only 4,800 of them, if that's okay.
Yes, because I have a twisted T, so I'll smile and go, that's lovely. That is lovely, Juan. Okay, well, on that note, what are you doing this weekend?
Not a lot. You know from this podcast, I'm not interested in telling people what I'm doing this weekend.
Right.
What are you doing this week? Oops, sorry, I flicked the wrong camera there. What are you doing this weekend? I think I flicked to Turton's camera, who was an empty chair. What are you doing this weekend?
It's Jamie's birthday, so going to do something for Jamie's birthday on Sunday. And then Saturday, I think I'm going to take a skeet down to dressage, probably. Oh. And just reach around with the horses. Have a bit of a chill one.
See, that's a very posh hobby, isn't it? Dressage.
Not really.
No? It's like watching bloody paint dry dressage.
You're covered in shit most of the time, and then I have to try and put some clean clothes
Boring.
on to make it. Oh, well, it is dull. It is dull, yeah. I don't
dull as dishwater. I don't mind show jumping. That's quite interesting to watch. And that arena eventing's good, and I quite like watching the cross country. But dressage, no, you can keep that.
I think high level dressage is really emotional.
Is that
cried
where
watching.
They do the one to music and they do all the pointy.
Yeah. I have cried my eyes out watching tests of that before because I just think it's beautiful.
So you're doing that this weekend, and it's Jamie's birthday. Poor Jamie.
Yeah. But what do you mean, poor Jamie?
Well, you're not taking him to see dressage, are you?
Not on his birthday.
Oh, good.
I don't know what we're going to do for his birthday. I might have to do my annual cooking.
Oh.
I'll make him breakfast.
Okay.
He might not survive for his next birthday if I'm cooking for one day.
I'm now late for my curry.
Right, I want to go home. It was sleeting, on the mountain when I came over.
Excellent. We've sort of dribbled through this episode, really, but I suppose it's better than what you did last week.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'll tell you why that was. We actually did record one.
No, we don't believe that. Well, I've had a
No,
discussion.
I fucking promise you
I've
now.
had a discussion with people around here who none of us believe.
Do you know who's
None
gagging
of
to
us
come on our
believe it.
podcast, by the way?
He's changing the subject now. Go on.
Tom Curfew.
Why would we have him on? He's from a rival outlet.
Well, I'm just saying he wants to come on.
Hey, we could get him in and duff him up, couldn't we? Bully him in the corner. What do you reckon?
I think Tom would love that.
Yeah?
I think he'd really enjoy it. So are you accepting we can have Tom Curfew
I don't
on at
know.
some
We'll have to
point?
think about that. We do mention him quite a bit.
We do mention Tom quite a lot, and I think it'd be quite nice for everyone to see that, you know, we don't discriminate here.
We do.
No, we Fuck. We fucking don't, Ewan. Yeah? You are my PR nightmare.
I'm just.
And sometimes you lead me astray, and I get overexcited and join in, and then I get myself in trouble, and everyone thinks I'm a raging psycho, and it's like actually I'm really level-headed in the middle.
No, you're not.
But you get me like all wound up, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I can say this, and then I forget that it's being recorded.
Yeah, but you forget. I know. Old Charlie.
We don't talk about her. Okay, I'm sure I can find some skeletons in your closet too, Turner. I just need to ask the right people.
I don't think so. I've got a very boring life. But anyway, on that bombshell, is it time to go?
Yeah, it's time to fuck off. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Your language has been terrible this week.
I don't think it's been that bad.
Hasn't it?
I've not said my favourite word once.
No, you're not going to say that on here. Right, we're on the...
How long's it been? It feels like it's been long.
I don't know how long it's been.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.